just wanted to be able to do it the best way that I could. You know what I'm saying? So not necessarily trying to be like anybody else, but then giving myself the opportunity to create it exactly the way that I want it to look. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, all right, how do I actually, and I'm actually relearning some things now. I'm actually reading this book called Who Not How. It's actually changing my mindset to not think how I can get it done, but who I can actually connect with to actually get it done. So, but before recently tapping into this book, my mindset or my question to myself during the time of, let me actually just got it, my bad. My mindset during that time of saying, okay, I have a vision how I want things to look. And at that time, I didn't know how I was actually gonna like I went to the store and bought my camera and it was like $800 and I was like, oh my God, that is a lot of money. Like that's crazy. But then as I started to see other creators, and one particular creator I was actually friends with that actually kind of moved me into creating in this form, in this fashion, as far as content, and then begin with photos. Basically it was like, all right, I seen his stuff look good and I wanted my stuff to look the same. I didn't know how I was going to afford it, but then I started to ask myself, all right, how can I afford it? And then it really took me down to the basis of saying, okay, not equipment first, like learn the skill set, learn what shutter speed is, learning what f-stop is, learning what ISO is, actually taking the time to study other creators, like how did they edit this, like what is their process in editing, should it take 5 hours, should it take 3 hours? And I took that first year and a half when I was still taking photos of people, so practicing on the outside as well as creating content, but then I spent most of my time really trying to like study it, so I became more of a value to the people on the outside faster than I thought I would be. So it was like, because I studied like f-stop, ISO, and shutter speed and all that stuff like that, I was taking photos manually, but then at the same time developing my own creative style, so still striving to be myself, where people wanted to work with me because of what I created, not necessarily just because of what I can do. So I think like one of the things that a lot of creators are battling right now is that they are working because they have the skill set, and it's because they have the skill set of actually editing or creating video, or, you know what I'm saying, being on a podcast or whatever it may be. But then they're not actually getting jobs or getting recognized from their particular, like, I guess, vibes, talent, like whatever it is that actually makes them them. I think people are not getting recognized for that. I think the more that we actually focus on like what is being created by creators, it actually allow us to actually find like the group of people that we really rock with. So yeah, just a little journey, bro, that I'm going on as far as being a creator, and how a little bit how it all got started.
Well, that being said, let's get on with the show. People are like, damn. Yeah, man.
Hey, that was a gem you dropped, man.
You did. Yeah. I was gonna like drop the ball, like, yo, show's over.
I'm just learning, bro.
Hey, bro,
show's over. See you guys later. But go ahead, Hakeem. I'm just.
If I didn't know, I was in a master class just now. If I didn't know, I was in a master class.
Man, and one of my mentors told me this. Like, I am the sum total of like everybody that I've actually watched YouTube video, every mentor, man, every therapist, you know what I'm saying, every hard situation, like going through that journey. And I just recently realized, like, and this is what happens when you kind of like put your head down as a creator, and you have a vision. I mean, God tells us to write it down and make it plain, you know what I'm saying? And faith without works is dead. You know, and we hear these things, but like I didn't realize that it's already been 6 years. Like I literally got a realization of how short it's been, because I thought it was longer. But even just being, I guess, focused minded on something that you want to accomplish, like for a certain amount of time. Like I've had so many mentors that put their head down for 13 years on one particular thing, and now they're millionaires. You know what I'm saying? Now they have wonderful families, wonderful wives and lives and things like that. But they would focus on something for 13 years. It wasn't overnight. Like it might look like overnight on Instagram because you didn't see when I was at year 3 or year 4 or year 5 or year 6. You're only seeing, you know what I'm saying, because of social media, maybe year 10, 11, 12, 13. And now you're like, oh, snap, like this person's big. But what I looked at and I saw that receipt, I was like, bro, it's only been 6 years, but I've been focused on this one thing for 6 years. And now I'm actually even more focused to say, dang, if this happened in 6 years, imagine 12 years, bro. Like imagine 15 years of doing this one specific thing and actually finding my own like path within this niche. So yeah, man, it's definitely a journey, and I don't never look at it like it's like a cue, like you did this type of thing, because there's so many different doors that got open that no check could have gotten me, no amount of skill set could have gotten me. It was like literally through serving. It was like literally like paint walls and laying the carpet, bruh. Like it was literally things like that. It wasn't because of my skill set on the camera or anything like that. So I try and always intertwine those two, and actually like remain humble, because now I'm working on products that actually allow me to see different things that I probably would have never been able to see before. So yeah, it's a journey, bro, but I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, like always, guys, thank you for tuning in to Chaos Culture Radio. This your man, Ronnie Ron.
It's your boy, New Jordan. New Jordan. Let's go. Let's get it.
Let's get it. And we got our special guest. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is
Shaquan Brown.
Shaquan Brown, man. This guy, I think you guys already saw this guy's on fire. He's a content creator. He's an educator. He's a filmographer. He's an editor. Man, this guy does it all. So I was like, man, I want to bring him on the show so you can teach us, especially us, we up and coming content creators and people that are trying to be content creators, and what things and what tools they need to do so they can be successful in this game. Yeah, I can see he's already dropping gems. I wish we had a bomb, but I'm gonna let Jordan go ahead and take over because I know he got some questions. Go ahead, Jordan, do your thing.
So my question is, for what do you think that new or current content creator struggle with to get where they need to be?
I think it's niching down. I mean, sometimes that's like a scary word. People are like, bro, but I do so many things. Like I do so many things. I do this, I do that. Like he said, he read off my bio and he was like, yo, he an editor, you know what I'm saying? Videographer, photographer, like so on and so forth. Like I don't like titles, but my title is a content engineer. So, I mean, being that you can take photos, you can do video, you know what I'm saying? You can edit, you really like, not even in regards to your skill set, but then when you actually start to present that skill set onto the public, when you start to present that skill set onto like different clients, you want to actually be known for something, because you want people to be like, yo, I know exactly why to hit up Q. Like, hey, yo, I know exactly why to hit up him. I know exactly why to hit up him because they are good at this specific thing. And actually, when it actually gets to that, then it's like, okay, what type of clients do you want to work with? Because if you don't have a definition of the type of people that you want to work with, and you don't have to even consider everybody clients, because I consider my people like we partners, like, and that's the way I develop my contracts, and that's a whole nother story. But I mean, now they know, okay, I know what to hit up Q. I know the type of people that Q work with. So now that builds my value in that area. So if the more and more people that I know I work with these particular individuals and I do this particular thing, they're gonna be like, yo, I know he cost a lot of money. Like I know that his value is, and not even just the financial side of it, but they're gonna say, I know his knowledge in that area is valuable because this is all he works with. So I think like to kind of like wrap it up, I think what kind of, because this is what I struggle with, what kind of hinders a lot of content creators from growing is trying to do everything and not actually getting focused on one specific thing, as far as even just the clients or actually how they want to create content.
That was another mic drop.
Yeah, man.
Because we struggle with that over here, because we wear multiple hats here, just trying to create content and promote this brand we got. But I want to start from the beginning. How did you get into content? How did you get into content creating?
Man, and I won't try to go too far back, I'm saying, like at 3, I'm saying, I saw this on the ground and it just turned my world upside down. Like, nah, it was nothing like that. I would say where I really got focused on it at, because I was blessed to grow up with an uncle that was like in music, what I'm saying, like had video cameras, worked at a radio station. Now I say all that to say it was all like, because I grew up in foster care, what I'm saying, and so I had that time period, but then I still had blessed moments in my life that kind of shaped, that kind of like planted the seeds. So of course, having that little bit of background, I actually started a clothing line after having brain surgery. So I had what's called Chiari malformation, where my cerebellum was actually growing down to my spinal path. So I think I was in ICU for 3.5 months, on bed rest for a month and a half. And then once I was cleared, I didn't have to go through any physical therapy or anything like that. Of course, I had to get my staples and stitches taken out. But during that journey, like just kind of fast forward a little bit, it was one time my pastor was just speaking about the importance of actual journaling. So I started journaling, and then this was like after my surgery, after I've got healed and stuff like that. I'm actually at the gym, and I got the idea to start a clothing line called Lifting the Gospel. And I ended up journaling. It ended up being in my first business plan. I was like I journaled for like 2 hours. But then, long story short, then when it came to actually creating for that clothing line, I had a good friend that was a photographer. So I would pay him like every week, $300, $400 every single week. So of course, being a new brand and actually trying to get my product out, and I did everything from cut and sew. So I'm actually knowing exactly what fabric goes into the shirts. I'm actually designing the shirts and everything. I'm shipping the shirts, all that stuff like that. So of course, paying this individual $400, $500 every week was a lot of money at that time. So he, and this is, I thank him to this day. He was like, "Hey, yo, Q, why don't I just teach you how to use the camera? You know what I'm saying? So you don't have to keep paying me this amount of money." Make the long story even shorter, you know what I'm saying? It was during that time of me actually taking these photos that I just did. I always desired to whatever I do. Like you see how the camera looks now. Whatever I do, like I have an instinct to be like, yo, I want to, even if I just started, I don't want people to look at me like I just started. Like I don't want people to look at me like I'm a rookie. You know what I'm saying? Like even if this was my first time on Zoom, I still would have had all this equipment. You know what I'm saying? Because I want you to be like, oh, okay. It just builds value. So yeah, so I thank him to this day, because he was like, yo, Q, I just want you to, you know what I'm saying, you can take the photos. So I ended up start taking photos. I end up getting a better over time, of course, definitely over time. You know what I'm saying? I ended up getting a better camera, a better lens. I ended up start taking photos of different people outside of just my clothing line, and just how God works things, you know what I'm saying? It kind of through another journey ended me up to here. So it literally started with starting a clothing line, having a friend take the photos for me, him encouraging me to buy my own camera, which was a hurdle to step over, because I was like, you want me to spend how much on a camera? Like, bruh, like, and I mean, at this time, now I laugh at that amount, because bruh, it's so much more expensive than people think. But oh, did I freeze? Okay.
No, you're fine.
Okay, good. Yep. So, but then but yeah, so from that time, like just getting better and just growing. So it literally started from a friend telling me, yo, I want to help you out. I want to help you learn something. That skill set birthed this. So yeah, man, God is good, bro. He know what he's doing.
I want to ask you, do you think by you being in foster care, it brought out the creativity within inside of you, or do you feel that you already had that creativity already?
I've never actually been asked that question. That's a good question. I think I was more intellectual, even going through foster care, than I was creative. I don't think I actually picked up like my creative side. I think when I came back from I think it was in between graduating high school and college, that I connected with some cousins. They were rappers, you know what I'm saying? So of course I wanted to be a rapper. I was rapping with them and stuff like that. But then I was still always the one, like, I guess it's always been there, because I was still always the one like creating the videos. Even back then they was trash, you know what I'm saying? Like I was always doing something. I think that came from me being young, being around my uncle, which was my uncle through marriage, because he was married to my aunt, him being in like tech and radio and stuff like that. I think back young, actually, dang, man, see, that's a good question, because it literally like made me go back further and not give you the generic answer of like, yeah, it started when I was after the surgery. But yeah, I think it's been like the seeds have been planted since I was young, watching my uncle like create through music, go to the radio station job, you know what I'm saying, be in tech, and stuff like that. It's always been like little seeds when I was younger. So and that's before the foster care. Yeah, so I was with my family, you know what I'm saying? And then my mom had some trying times. And then that's how I ended up in foster care. But yeah, so like I said, it's always blessings within our testimony, man.
Okay. So amen to that. So if okay. So if you had a chance to work with a huge content creator, it could be one or two, how many in the future we'd like to collaborate, who would it be?
Man, I don't have a specific name for that, but I have an idea for that. Just building my own agency. So it's going to be an agency that's created through collaboration with other freelancers in their particular niche. So I will have a group of videographers, a group of photographers. And when I say a group, is that videographers, that's all they do is videos. Photographers, that's all they do is photos. Then I'm having other people on the team, like a copywriter, a social media strategist, things of that nature. So it's really dividing myself into 7 people, creating a team, and then multiplying that team times 5. So it'll be 5 teams of 7 people that literally do all what I do for a client solo by myself, but then them having a team. So the people that I want to work with, like the people that I'm dreaming about, that I'm praying about, that I'm journaling about, is not another person that's already, you know, I mean, of course they're already creating. They're probably out taking a photo right now. They're probably out making a video right now for TikTok, whatever it may be. But it's working with those people because I know that vision that I have for that agency is actually gonna, you know what I'm saying, actually create and allow certain things to be visible that's beyond like anything I can do by myself. So it's really working with creators of the future, bro.
My question for you is: do you think content creators is another form of generating wealth? Do you think it's another form of generating wealth?
Bruh, absolutely, absolutely. If you were to tell me 5 years ago that I would be making 6 figures as a content creator, I would like, bruh, what the? I need my college refunds back, bruh, because I got a bachelor's in nutritional science. I got a bachelor's in business technology. You know what I'm saying? Like I have a resume that if tomorrow, if God forbid, you know what I'm saying, like all I can do is actually speak on the phone, then I mean I can go get a job any day. Like that's not a problem. But if you can tell me that I was gonna be making, you know what I'm saying, 6 figures doing content creation, literally like I travel so much. So right now I'm blessed to work on a project with a guy by the name of Andre Norman, and he's focused in the prison reform space. And we're working on a project called City View, where we create content that goes on prison tablets. And we got over 500,000 tablets in the prison system right now. So we create other content, of course, like financial literacy courses, entrepreneurship courses, a podcast. But one of the projects is called City View, where we travel to all these different states and different cities. And when I say we be in the hood, bro, we be talking like with the locals for real. Like we just went to Alabama, we did Montgomery, Mobile, and Birmingham, and yeah, like we in the trenches with it. So being able to do stuff like that, have those experiences. Like the week before that, I was in Indiana and I was in the Miami correctional facility, like literally in prison. Bro, I wouldn't wish prison on my worst enemy, but having those experiences, being able to create the content of those experiences and being paid well for it, and then don't have a limit on my finances, because when you start to develop content over a while, you start to say, okay, now how do I create these contracts that actually give me equity as well? So, man, if I create a course with a client and I want my son to be able to eat off that course if something was to happen to me, if they're selling that course for $100,000, I don't want them to just give me, hey, yo, here go $20,000. You go ahead and shoot it, and you feel good because you're like, yo, I just got 20 racks. You know what I'm saying? I'm good. I'm out the way. But it's like, hey, yo, matter of fact, just give me 10, but then give me a 25% equity or something like that. Like when you start to develop contracts like that, then you start to see, okay, it's almost possible. Then it's almost impossible for me not to generate income. Then you start to create your own digital products. You know what I'm saying? Then you start to create maybe even merch. Like it's so many different things that you can create around the brand that you're creating as being a content creator. And then, like I said, you can work with other brands. You know what I'm saying? You could be, you know what I'm saying? You can post something on your Instagram page and get paid for that. You can get paid for reels. There's so many things that you can now do as a content creator that, and then with the world, how it goes, I mean, content consumption is up like 75%. So people are always on their phone. Like, yeah, bro, you can make anything that you want now. It is surprising because like I still be telling people like, bro, I literally be playing with my cameras all day. Like I literally be on my computer like all day, like editing stuff. Like they be like, what? And that's all I do. So
man,
yeah, it's surprising.
Man.
Yeah, it's surprising,
man.
but
You dropping too much, man.
Yeah, I mean, I learned from my mentors, bro.
Quiet. You got Hakeem quiet. Hakeem never quiet.
Listen, hey,
that's a whole nother game.
Yeah.
Listen, older or younger, when you hear somebody spitting pimping, you shut up. You know, when you driving, listen, right now I'm a student. I'm not, I'm not the educator. I'm a student now.
Yeah.
So I'm soaking game up. I got questions now. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate it. Let's go.
I got a question for you. Do you think the pandemic kind of changed the wave of adding more content creators?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think what it did is help people get over the fear. Because you've seen so many people showing their faces now that was never showing their face on social media. You got the most craziest of oldest people, youngest people on TikTok doing dances and stuff like that. So when the pandemic made people still want to connect with people, it was like, all right, now I can remove this fear. Like not an everyday Joe would even buy like all this camera equipment. You got people buying roadcasters and mics and cameras and lights, and they on Zoom. Nobody even knew what Zoom was. Like, so the pandemic really forced us to still want to connect with people. And it also helped that forcing of us still wanting to connect with people allowed us to kind of remove the fear behind doing it in we've never done before, showing our face, accepting. Like, I think content creation is one of the most like self-developing things that you can do for yourself, because you got to be okay with looking at yourself on the camera, bruh. Like, you got to be like, man, I got this pimple right here, my teeth ain't right here. Like you so it also helps with that. But I think overall it just helped us remove the fear because we still wanted to connect with people. And I mean, yeah, we're still going through that process because some people are still getting used to being on camera. But I mean, we also know that public speaking is one of the number one fears in the world. Like, speaking in front of people is like literally could scare people to death, bruh. That's the craziest thing to think about. But I think, yeah, it helped us in a sense in that nature. And I mean, now the value of content is even more important because as we became content creators, then this on the flip side, us not having that connection allowed us to actually have a way to actually support that content creation financially and through other opportunities. So yeah, it helped.
Yeah, go ahead, Hakeem.
Hey, so what I wanted to ask you is this: how did your family, and better yet, it's a two-part question. How did your family feel about you choosing this career path, and how do your son view you as far as you being a content creator? Because it's important, you know what I mean? Because I what I like about you is I see you do videos with your son. Y'all sitting down eating. I see he got the Lift Up the Gospel shirt on. You know what I mean? He got the gear on as well. So yep. I really want to know about that. Like how do your friends and family thought about you getting into this realm? As far as your son, how did he feel about it? And,
yeah,
and you know what I mean? And then from now into to today.
Yeah, I mean, first, I mean, everybody's family dynamic is always a little bit different. And I actually got a really encouraging call probably like, what was it? Probably like 2 or 3 weeks ago when I was on the road, and my son's grandmother was like, yo, you did say you was going to make this a career. And I was like, yo, I did say that, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh snap, I did that. You know what I'm saying? It was more momentum, because that's what you need as a content creator. You need momentum. You know what I'm saying? Like it feels good to feel the push to keep going type of thing. But initially, don't think they're like, I don't know why, but people have a lot of trust in me. You know what I'm saying? Like it's weird, but in the sense that sometimes I used to think of it like people didn't care, but they always knew that I would do something that is gonna like not force me to have to ask nobody for a whole bunch of help. You know what I'm saying? Because they knew that they knew asking for help wasn't really my personality. I mean, from anything that I knew needed. So I think they were just like okay with it. You know what I'm saying? Like son from birth been around cameras and stuff like that. So like now when he see a camera, he don't even flinch. Like he be like, bro, like he don't even care that I bring it now because he's just so used to me seeing it. But I think one thing I really value about this this opportunity, because I always look at it as an opportunity every day I wake up to do what I do, is that for the last 5, 6, 7 years, I've been at home like every time my son got home from school. You know what I'm saying? Like it's things like that.
Hey,
that
true.
yeah, it's things like that I think they're more happy about. Like not necessarily like my mom financially having to worry about things like that. Like that's I know that's when I start to see the appreciation really come in. And it's not saying that they needed to see those things, but I wasn't at that time, like when I was first started, I wasn't giving them something. It was more so like a dream. So now that they actually see me like living out this dream and actually doing something impactful and not just out here just like taking photos of like models or whatever, or just some crazy, you know what I'm saying? I think they appreciate it a little bit more, but I always kind of like had the green light. You know what I'm saying? It was always like, hey, excuse me. It was always like, hey, if that's your choice, you know what I'm saying? That's your choice. And I think it also comes from me just having the foundation of just knowing, like still having a work ethic. Like, bro, if I had to go work at McDonald's tomorrow, bro, it is not a problem. You know what I'm saying? If I had to go get a job tomorrow because every client was like, nigga, blah, 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 excuse me, like you suck, we hate you, you're the worst. Like if just everything shut off, bro, I got 20 applications filled out before the night's over. Like play no games. We gonna eat over here regardless. So I think people also knowing that I have that in me, it's like, hey, bro, whatever you want to do. My son's grandmother told me that last week. She was like, as long as you keep on paying your life insurance, like we good. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, I think I knew I had support. You know what I'm saying? But I think more so like I knew that God, when bro, like, hey man, I ain't even finna get on here and testify, but some things I don't
Hey brother, don't hold back now.
Yeah,
like
go
some,
in,
like
man.
some,
Hey, don't hold back.
hey
Lord,
bro, some things as a content creator. Yeah, bro, some things as a content creator, like I still be like, bro, I don't know how that happened. Like it's a client that I got now that I travel with a lot, that literally I got him because he was in a picture of another person that I was taking a picture of. Like, bro, that doesn't happen. Like it's not, and it's like I've probably made like it's to a point where this is like one of the clients that actually is like creating another business just to give me equity in the business. So it was like literally that happened not because I took this amazing picture and it was just like the dopest thing ever. Like we were literally in the lobby and I was with Willie Moore Jr. and he actually happened to bump into Andre Norman. Andre Norman just happened to have some books in his hand. Willie happened to notice that he had some books and was like, yo, bro, what you reading? And during that conversation, I took some photos. Oh, did I? Okay. My computer was tripping. I'm sorry. Yeah. And during that time, I happened to take some photos. And he happened to be in a photo and boom, that happened. Like, it's like, yo, that's not a me thing. Hold on. I just lost video. All right, there we go. Yeah, that's not a me thing. That's a God thing. So it's still rewarding to this day. And that's why I think like I chase the opportunity to create content. I think in the process of actually chasing the opportunity to create content, you just naturally get better. You just naturally get better at doing you. You know what I'm saying? And being you, because you actually chasing something. I think that's why it's like you hear content creators sometimes give the cliche advice of like, yo, stay consistent, create every day. really what they really saying is that, yo, bro, if this is what you want to do, you got to chase it. You got to chase every opportunity to create what you create, to do what you do, because naturally you're just going to get better. And then during that process, if you document that process, people going to want to learn about that process. Now you created a whole nother stream of income for when you're not a creator. So yeah, bro, we just got to do what we got to do.
No, but I really want to ask you about the numbers, because I know some people say it all the time, know about the numbers. But how will you tell an upcoming content creator who's trying to get the subscribers, who's trying to get the viewership, who's trying to get the sponsorship? How will you address those and how to get it?
Man, you still got to be a student of the game. And this is what almost separates you as a content creator apart from everyone else, is that you're looking not at the hold on, let me stop this from doing this. My bad. Let me just close this out. All right. But so you have to look at not okay, I still got you guys. Not necessarily like at the I think I lost my train of thought because my computer was blinking at me. What I was saying. But basically when it comes to like, definitely being a student of the game. So like you understand it, not necessarily just like following the trends, but how the actual trends can actually help you out within your niche. And that's what really helped me out. Like, of course, you see people dancing and things of that nature, but if in really what it is that, dang, I'm not trying to overword this because I was just writing about this in an ebook that I'm collaborating with other content creators on. So I'm like, yay, dang, how much should I say? Because I literally was just talking about this, but really for me I stopped looking at the numbers, honestly. Like, I mean, of course you want to look at the numbers, but you want to look at the numbers differently, if I can say that. So you want to say, okay, if this video got 10,000 views and this one got 7,000, like what data can I pull from the difference of those numbers? So if it was like I was wearing a red, like these videos, I was wearing a red shirt, you know what I'm saying? And I started the video this way, or I was wearing a hat, or I wasn't wearing a hat, and then you start to see like how those numbers are moving different. Then you start to say, okay, what formula can I create that can almost give me these numbers consistently? So like, okay, I wear a red shirt for 10 videos straight, and they all kind of got consistent these amount of views or whatever it is. So it's really just taking the numbers and not using it as a vanity aspect, but then using it as a study tool. Because then that's the only way that you can guarantee that you can get better numbers over time. It's going to take some time, but you don't want no like fast generic way. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, yo, take this pill, you're going to lose 20 pounds a day. Like, but what did I really learn? You know what I'm saying? Taking this pill, did I learn I'm just going to take this pill every time? You know what I'm saying? So it's not like, yo, did I just because I posted one viral video or one video that was trending, is that going to be the magic pill? Is that what I need to actually see my views go up? Or should I actually study the numbers that I do have, the information that I am getting, and see how I can actually better that? Because then that's actually going to be more of a teaching tool. It's going to tell me, now I can tell people how I went from 50 views to 50,000 views. Because now I can explain it. I go like, bro, I did this. I'm like, bro, can I pay you to teach me that type of thing? So I think it's better looking at it that way than actually looking at it and saying, hey, yo, bro, I got 193,000 views because I got a video on my page that got like 200,000 views, but it was a collaboration with a person that got, you know what I'm saying, a larger following than I can ever have on social media. But I still like, okay, I see what they like. Now, let me actually invite more people to do collaborations. That's what I took for that. I didn't take it at that I got 192,000 views. I'm like, okay, I need to collaborate more. So just look at it that way. And I think it's going to serve you more than looking at it and saying, hey, yo, I got 10,000 views. I got 8,000 views. But like, what did you learn from it? Who did you become because you got those views type of thing? So just looking at it differently.
Man, thanks, man. That's hello, game. Wow.
That another mic drop. Another mic drop. And that goes into one of your videos I was watching, the burnout video.
Okay. And, yep.
I like that one where it says you're not making enough. Did you hate the cubicle you live in? So you know a nigga been stalking you. You know what I'm saying? Watching your video. So you know, us here as content creators, we are trying to do the same goal, is to get to a point where we can monetize this. And I think that what do you think is a key component to staying motivated? You know what I'm saying? Motivated, because there's some days Me, I might wake up, I'm like, boy, this shit, you know what I mean? This shit not looking good.
Yep.
Some days other people are like, damn, dog, we, you know what I mean? We just want to get to the bag. Like, how do you
Yep.
stay motivated in the worstest time and stuff like that?
Bro, I try and find my motivation in a few different ways. I mean, of course, the first way is outside of content creation. You know what I'm saying? I don't let it be my identity to a such that it actually controls all my other relationships. You know what I'm saying? I'm never gonna have a video that gets 5 views, and then my son come over here and I'm like, man, get out my face. Like, bro, it's never gonna happen. And the day that happened, bro, I ship y'all the equipment, bro. Y'all can have it for free. You know what I'm saying? You ain't even gotta pay shipping and handling, bro. I'm throwing it off to y'all on the low. You know what I'm saying? But so I definitely try and find my identity outside of content creation. And then for the most I can control, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to content creation, I try and control the products that I'm working on. Because say like working on this project while I'm working in the prison reform space, like seeing these different things, seeing these different connections, how having a relationship with this person can actually affect your relationship with this person. Like we were at a month ago with the deputy mayor of Detroit, like seeing how the content creation has brought me closer to these individuals, that actually inspires me because it's actually really making an impact. Like I'm not just saying, okay, I'm getting income from this, but it's actually out here changing the world. So whether I make $1 or not, like somebody's life is going to be changed. Like we spoke in the prison in Indiana, like prior to us coming, there were 2 murders. Prior to us leaving, there hasn't been. You know what I'm saying? So it's things like that. But then, bro, I stay reading, listening to an audiobook or reading a book about personal development. You know what I'm saying? Like whether it's Jim Rohn or anybody, like I listen to those books. I try and listen to many audiobooks, like I'm reading a book, Who Not How. Like I know that when you actually allow yourself to experience like different things, like it just finds its way of encouraging you and motivating you in a different way. And then once your mind has read some books or listened to some audiobooks, like it literally can't go back to what it was before. Like now it knows something that it didn't know before. So it almost forces what around you to kind of like change a little bit. So listen to audiobooks. I stay trying to go to the gym like almost every single day because, you know what I'm saying? It's not even just the fact of just looking good, but like literally it helps me mentally, bruh. Like it literally like creates a foundation from me. So like if I have a whack day, I didn't create nothing, I can at least say, bro, I went to the gym. Like, what are you talking about? If all my content was trash, bruh, if no check came in, I say, yo, bro, at least I got up and at least I went to the gym. You know what I'm saying? So like that's yeah, that's one of the things. And like, I mean, of course, like, man, wanting to do stuff for other people, bruh. Like I want to pop up my uncle, like, and just like, yo, here go keys to a truck. You know what I'm saying? I want to buy the Cova sack. You know what I'm saying? And like, hey, yo, Ma, you got this house. You know what I'm saying? You got this house. You got this house. You got that house. So it's like, bro, I want my son to like, he start high school this year, bro. He don't need nothing. We went to every meeting. We went to every school event. We went to like everything that you could think of that's preparing him for high school. He got everything he needs. He got the new iPhone. He got the new custom shoe. Like I want my people around me and my clients and I want to be able to provide and give them. So like, that's like, bro, I gotta get up and create this video because if I don't create this video, like I ain't serving my people. Like I'm not even just my audience on social media, but I'm not serving my son. I'm not serving my mom. I'm not serving my uncle. I'm not serving my clients. I'm not reading this book. How can I be better for my clients if I'm not even reading and I'm not even taking care of myself? I'm not listening to personal development books. I'm not listening to anything that's going to encourage me. If I got to listen to a dang motivational speech from Dr. Eric Thomas on YouTube every single day to keep me going, bro, I'm gonna do whatever it takes so I can actually take care of my people. So it's just those few things like finding identity outside of content creation. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't necessarily want to use the cliche, like find your why, but like find those things that like you want to serve. You know what I'm saying? It's not like why I want to do it. Like, yo, bro, I want to see my son smile. You know what I'm saying? I want to see these things happen. So those little things, bro, like keep me going every single day. And then like, you really got to love what you do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really like love creating content. Like I love seeing the end result. I love seeing the video actually posted. Like even if it was trash, I love seeing that as well. And it's like, it's not chasing that feeling, but it's like, I love doing it. So I do it naturally. Like people be hitting me up, hey, yo, bro, what you doing with your off time, bro? I'm creating. I'm just, like I said, I'm just doing like, that's people just know that's what I do. So yeah, man, it's those few things that help me keep going when things don't get right. And then it's just believing, like, bro, there's been some times, bro. There's been some times before things really start popping off where it's like, bro, this is like check the check. Like, bro, it's not even checked. It's like I'm getting through it. But then I knew, like, you have to have that faith and belief that, yo, but if I'm and I'm being honest with myself and I'm really putting it work in, bro, I know I gotta win. Like at some point I have to win. Like at some point, somebody gonna have to pay me something. You know what I'm saying? And then at that point, it's just, that's why you still want to do personal development, because you want to have that mindset that I'm gonna ask for it. Bro, I know I'm scared to ask you for this $10,000, but I'm about to see you this invoice for $10,000. It is what it is. But that's a mindset thing, because I was like, bro, why would somebody pay that much for? Because I'm thinking with my pockets, I'm like, for a 30-second video, why? Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then next thing you know, you ask and you like, and God is like, bro, I already told, like, you already seen so many other success stories in other areas of life of people just sticking to something and eventually getting paid for it. And it's like, you have to be honest with yourself. So I think that self-development part, having a good like reason why, and then having an identity outside of creator, like people don't always walk around me and be like, hey, yo, you the content creator. People like, oh man, you the dope dad. Yep. Oh snap, you be at the gym all the time. You work out, huh? Oh, yep. Like it's different things that they kind of vibe with me on. So I take it how it comes.
Yes. So we got our final question. The final question for tonight.
Brother, you're a very positive person. I love the fact that you love God. I hear it in your voice. If I was in your shoes, let's say if you was interviewing yourself, what question you think I should have asked you?
That is a good question. Dang, what question would I want if I was
to think I'm missing out that I should have asked you that
yeah. I mean, we talked about when it gets hard, you know what I'm saying? We talked about some of the beginning things, how it all got started and stuff like that. I kind of got into like really like what my real why is seeing people happy. Man, I mean, shoot, like how is your mental health, bruh? Like, how is your mental health? Like as a content creator, I think we abandoned that a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like in so many different ways. It could be staying up to 3 a.m. editing something. That can mess with you mentally, bruh. Like you're not supposed to do that over time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It can be like, yo, who do you talk to? Because no one gets what you're doing. Like no one gets why you're doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like if you don't have those like-minded people, bro, if you don't have a therapist, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, yo, Q, you got a therapist? Like, hey, yo, who do you talk to? It's like the mental health part is like, yo, like ask somebody like literally how they're doing mentally, because you might ask them that question. You might ask me that question during a podcast or interview. And after that call, I might be like, you know what? Let me actually think about this. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me think if every time I get on Instagram, if somebody don't give me enough likes or views, I feel that my work is trash. Like, let me actually think, like, how do I feel about that? Like, how is social media affecting me mentally? You know what I'm saying? How is my relationships outside with, you know what I'm saying, my son and his mother and any other relationship that I gotta foster outside of content creation? You know what I'm saying? Once the camera is off, once the phone is put down and I'm not on YouTube and I'm not on Pinterest and I'm not on TikTok and I'm not on Instagram and you're not listening to me on, you know what I'm saying, iHeartRadio or Apple Podcasts or whatever it is, like how am I actually dealing with life outside of content creation, outside of, you know what I'm saying, public works and things of that nature? And I think that's a valuable question, because yes, it's going to put somebody on the spot. It's going to put me on the spot because I'm gonna have to be honest, but then it's going to actually tell me something about myself. Like, yo, are you okay with being honest with yourself? Because before I be honest with anybody else, once I get on this mic, once I create content, I got to be honest with myself. That's actually going to come across in my content. You know what I'm saying? Like that, like, if I wanted to be like, oh man, I don't really want to talk about God that much, you know what I'm saying? Like I might be sitting over here cringing because I know that's like an intricate part of my life. Like I know, like the homie helps me out every once in a while, you know what I'm saying? Like the homie get your boy through sometimes. But yeah, I think asking that mental health question, especially with content creators, is something that's going to be valuable to the audience and then also valuable to them as well.
And last but not least, how can the guys find you, subscribe to you, search for you? Because you know me, I'll be Googling you. You see, you can find you, but how can the fans find you as well?
Yeah, right. Hey, yo, right now, you know what I'm saying? My primary source for content publication is Instagram. I mean, I got a TikTok, but the TikTok is literally just a reproduction of what you see on Instagram. Instagram get it first. So my Instagram handle is it's Q. That's YEAHITSQ. Super simple. So it's Q. I mean, I post, I'm always posting videos about content creation, speaking to content creators and like literally like allowing y'all to kind of like learn as I go. And then I still keep it funky with, you know what I'm saying, some family, some food and stuff like that. So yeah, that's where I'm at, bro.
Yeah, thank you again, man, for taking the opportunity to come out here
Thank
to
y'all.
teach us and teach our future people that be turning in. And like guys, always, you know how we get down each and every Sunday, 7:30 Eastern time. Thank you for tuning in to Chaos Culture Radio. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, hit the notification on the right side. You already know. Thank you for tuning in. Chaos Culture Radio. We out.
We out.
Peace.
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 Yes, Shaquan Brown. We